Utah. And when Kim and I schemed up this whole idea, I had to convince my employer that this would be a good idea. If you do office work or executive work, I guess, or creative work, or things that you can do remotely from home, you can probably do it on the road. And it'll probably work out. And you might be able to convince your employer of that, because in these post-COVID times, they're game for stuff that they didn't used to be game for. So there's that. Now, so far as my tip, it's your, what did I say? Oh, so far my first tip is attitude. You've got to remember that this is not a vacation. It is an adventure. Every day is not your day off. You're not going to run around every day and do your fun things. You have to work 9 to 5, likely, if you're in a full-time job. And it's probably Monday through Friday, if it's a full-time job like mine. So I had to learn very quickly that there might be some marvelous things going on outside, but I still have to work, and I still have to get the job done, and I still have to put in my 8 hours every day. And I'm proud to say I do that. And I think some people can fudge that, but you can't, right? Attitude. Number 2, pace. Oh, along that same line, if you are working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and moving once a week, that gives you 1 day a week to enjoy this life that you just carved out for yourself. And if you're not doing that, then what are you doing this for? So Kim and I have found in our first year of travels that, and we've said this in other videos, but just slow down. Stay in a place for a few weeks to a month. This is valuable in a couple ways. You get to spend more time to see that place even though you're working. And 2, it's cheaper because the rates at RV parks or wherever you're staying, most parks, goes down the longer you stay there. All right? So that's one thing to consider. Pace. Number 3, connectivity. Now, connectivity is a huge topic, and there's lots of videos about this. I won't even go into what is the best way or how to technically hook things up, or really just to let you know that it is truly important. I think when we sit in our homes or our offices, we forget how much we rely on the internet. So here's what we do. And again, there's multiple ways you can do this, but everyone will tell you you're going to need redundancy. You're going to need a couple ways to access the World Wide Web. And here's how we do it. We use one is our Starlink. Now, Starlink is something you might have heard of. It uses low orbiting satellites to keep this great world connected, and it was taken to a new level by one Mr. Elon Musk, and he made Starlink. And Starlink essentially allows you to use the antenna, and in theory, anywhere you can point that thing up to a clear sky, you're going to get internet. And in my experience so far, it has worked great. And also, Starlink presently is unlimited data, so you don't have to worry about hitting your data cap and getting throttled or cut off, which sucks. Now, but there are a few problems with Starlink. One, like I said, you have to have clear access to the sky. If you don't have clear access to the sky, it doesn't work. So for these reasons, you need redundancy. So Starlink is our go-to guy. My second guy is this. It's a little MiFi device. If you don't know what a MiFi device is, it's basically a telephone inside, and all it does is take the cellular signal and broadcast it to whatever device you have via Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth, actually, it uses Wi-Fi, and lets you have internet wherever you are. Well, wherever you are that has cellular phone access. Now, these things work great, but they have drawbacks in 2 ways. 1, you have to have cell phone access. If you don't have that, you're no good. 2, they typically have a cap. This one from T-Mobile is 100 per month, gigabytes, and it costs about $45, I believe. Then I have another one from Sprint, which I've cut off because I don't need it anymore because I got Starlink. But this had 150 for about $100 a month. That goes by really fast when you're watching TV, and we watch a lot of TV. We like our TV. I'm sorry. And no matter how you try to set your TV to be low consumption, and it's just going to burn through that stuff. So you would do best to have unlimited connectivity. Last thing for connectivity, and I'll move on, is we use our telephone. You probably don't know this, but your telephone can connect to, or maybe you do know this, your telephone can connect to devices via its MiFi setting. Both iPhones and most modern phones can do that. So just figure out how to do that, and you can actually hook it to your computer, and your computer can go through your phone to broadcast what it needs to. And I've used this in a pinch, and it usually works really well, as so long as I have a cell signal. So there you go. Thing number 4. Okay, obviously you're going to need tools of your trade. This particular Jabra headset is a professional. I don't even know what this costs. My employer bought it. but it has a microphone. And the great thing about this microphone is it really just picks up your voice. It doesn't pick up the dog and things going on in the background, the very loud air conditioner that typically goes on in RVs, which is another thing to be aware of. Your surroundings are going to be a little noisier than you're accustomed to. And mouse, you know, things like that. Laptop, little place to plug everything in. And of course, you're going to need a desk. Now, I have this desk particularly for this use. I bought it for this space. What we used to have here was a convertible. The area that we are talking about is typical of most RVs, where you've got, this is probably the most typical layout for an RV. It's got the TV over here, it's got a place for you to relax over there, it's got a dinette set over here, and over here, typically we have a couch that's a convertible to sleep more people. Now, we've taken out this couch. Well, we've also taken out a dinette set for Kim's space, but that's a whole nother video. We've taken this out, and I've installed this little desk, which is really handy. Not only does it fit this space, not only is it lightweight, but it's adjustable, right? So you can, it goes up. So if by the end of the day I'm getting really tired, oh, except when it sticks on things. So, so by the end of the day, if I'm getting tired, I can stand up. And usually I do that a lot of times in the afternoon after I've just been sitting in this chair. Although this is a pretty good chair, I'll show it to you. The reason I like this chair is it looks good. Kim likes it. It's light colored. It's fabric. It doesn't look like an office chair, but it feels pretty solid. It turns, but it doesn't roll. There's no casters on it because you don't want to be rolling around in your RV. So I highly recommend this chair. I'll put the description in the listing below. I highly recommend this desk. I'll put the description in the listing below. So definitely, you don't need a moving desk, but I highly recommend it. Okay, next thing, space. Space, obviously something you've probably considered. You need to have an area to work in. Now, when you're just a couple of old folks like we are, you just need a little space. But I definitely can tell you from doing this for a year without a dedicated bespoke space for me to work in, sucks. I used to sit over at the dinette set and just work in that crappy bench, which killed my back, and on the dinette table, which was problematic for a lot of reasons because it's not a bespoke space. So I'm always having to move my laptop and my other things. And I left all my crap out of my desk to let you know that that's typically what your desk is going to look like. Nobody, in pictures when they show people working, there's just a laptop and a mouse. That's never the case. You're always going to have crap on your desk. Always. So make sure you're giving yourself a proper, dedicated space you can give to working, and you don't have to worry about moving it all out of the way so you can have dinner. That is not fun. Also, it's just more comfortable. And it's nice to just be able to leave it there and just plop yourself down the next morning and you're raring to go. So dedicated space. Another thing I have to say, if you've got kids, you're going to want a separate space, obviously. A separate room you can work in. What a lot of people do, we don't have a fifth wheel, we just have a regular travel trailer. What a lot of people do is they have a fifth wheel and they use that as a dedicated office. And that would be great if we had a fifth wheel, but we do not. So that is not what we're going to do. But just be here on my own side. So the way this works is Kim can watch TV behind me or work over at her station over here. And I can put on my headset with the noise canceling. And even with the TV on, I can be in meetings because they can't hear that. It works great. But you have to have a dedicated space. So make sure you plan that into your RV living. That's tip number 5, I think it was. And let's see. Oh, power. You, of course, are going to, you may not have thought of this, but you're going to need power. Now, when you're, sorry if I'm telling you things you already know. If you're already in an RV, you understand the concept of AC/DC power.
Searching for music for your next video? Then you need to check out Artlist. With amazing new music added daily and one simple license that covers everything. Artlist is the music licensing platform for all creators. Start now and find the perfect song. Artlist.
You understand that you're going to need an inverter to plug typical things in like a laptop or really most devices, coffee maker and all that. Many RVs do not have that. Our RV does not have that. We have an inverter just for the fridge. So, which is to say, if we're not plugged into shore power, if we're not at an RV park, if we're somewhere outside, Nothing, literally nothing, can be plugged in and work except for the little USB cords, because they can run on the the DC power. So we are the kind of RVers that's not really a problem, because we don't do a lot of boondocking, which is to say dry camping, which is to say camping where you have no hookups. But there are ways around this. One, you could get a whole blown out power system with, you know, lithium batteries and inverters and make your camper super boondocky worthy. But another way, and the way we've done it, is we just get one of these batteries. There's many different batteries like this. This is a Duracell off-brand. I got it at Costco. It costs $500. You're typically going to pay $1 for every watt of battery you buy. So to give you an example, this thing can run my laptop for 10 or 12 hours, no problem. You can run the TV for probably 9 hours. It's been my experience. Your mileage may vary. You can run the fan in our bedroom. So when we just pull up somewhere and we've got nothing we can plug in, the only thing we can run is some of the lights and the heaters. That's it. No air conditioner or nothing. We always know we have this in a pinch to turn on the laptop. It could run my modem. Remember, you have to have a modem when you're running Starlink. You have to have power, all AC power to do that. This can do that. And this can do that. I think I plugged it in once when it was 100. It said it could go for like 10 or 12 hours, because a modem isn't going to take a lot of juice. It's just got regular plugs in it, right? It can't run everything, but you could get bigger ones. These things, this is 500. They go up to like 2,500 now for about that much dollars. But definitely that's a good little device to have. Generally just as a backup and to make sure you're going to be okay. We also have a large generator, gas propane driven generator. It's 4,500 watts. I can plug that into the outside of the camper, and basically we can do anything in here. We could do with shore power, drawbacks are it's outside, it's kind of loud even though it's an inverter generator, and it uses, you know, it has a limited runtime. It'll run about 20 hours on one 20-gallon tank propane. I think it'll run about 24 hours depending on what you're running in your trailer, right? It can run a little longer on gasoline. So anyway, I think that's it. What about you? Do you have questions about working on the road? Do you have any solutions or tips for working on the road that I haven't even brought up? Do you have any issues, problems, complaints working on the road? I want to hear it. Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great day. Bonus tip! Bring a dog. A dog's the greatest thing, but they're noisy and yappy, but it doesn't matter because they're bring a dog. Tip number 6, 7, I don't know. Bonus tip.
I just had no idea they were that big.
Hello RVers, today is Wednesday, which normally is not a fun day. Sundays normally are a fun day, but today is a fun day because I took the day off. Woo! Woo! And we are currently in Summerdale, Alabama, en route to Fairhope, Alabama, where we're going to get some lunch. And then we have a whole itinerary scheduled today. Well, we don't have a whole itinerary scheduled today. Where are we going after Fairhope, Alabama?
I think we're going to Mobile.
Mobile. And the thing we're going to do in Mobile is the USS Alabama. And the USS Alabama is a battleship.
Everyone recommended we go see. Even locals to at least see, so we take their advice, and we consistently people said we need to go see this. And what else are we doing, Greg?
And then we thought we'd go to downtown, the downtown area in Mobile, and just go check it out. And that's really all we've planned ahead. I should mention that last night at the pork chop dinner, which was very interesting, Kim and I were by leaps and bounds the youngest people there. I mean, I'm a 62-year-old man, and I felt like a little kid. But they were fantastic, and we had a good time. And every time we said, what should we do in Mobile, that was where they said to go, was the USS Alabama. Kim and I were saying, we're not going to repeat it. We were saying very nasty things about our neighbors. We had one nasty gentleman next to us, but we're not going to say anything. He was just nasty.
He was.
And as Kim said, his dog was really ugly.
His dog's scary. It's like a terrier. It was so old, had gray hair. Kind of matched his personality. Just grumpy.
It was fine with the dog.
I love old dogs.
He actually
I really
gave us
do.
a underhanded insult that we didn't realize
I did.
until later.
I had to point it
And
out.
then we went,
to Greg.
oh,
Girls
yeah,
know how they jab.
Yeah, so
We
it was a
learned that from
jab.
each other, girls.
It has been our overwhelming experience that almost all of our neighbors on our RV adventure, almost all of the RV patrons in the RV resorts and parks and state parks and everything are super nice, like
So
crazy nice, like scary nice.
Like, can
Sometimes
you have
you're
dinner with
wondering-
us nice?
Yeah.
Can I help you with something nice?
Yeah.
How are you doing? You need any tips or tricks or need any recommendations? I mean, they come to us as we're backing up and putting our stuff out, introducing themselves.
They have scary agendas, we assume, like to get us over to their house so they can drug us
Yeah.
and take our fingernails. But no, seriously, they're very nice. But this gentleman, we realized, kind of walked away, came like, he never did. And I went, what? No. And then she explained it to me, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he
Oh,
did.
that.
So we've just pulled into Fairhope proper.
Cute.
We have no particular
shops.
destination in mind in Fairhope. We're here along what appears to be the main street.
So I just need somewhere to park. and
And we
walk
just need
around.
somewhere to park. I guess this is where we want to go.
This is cute. I could see why she said this.
It's adorbs.
She said cute shops, cute restaurants.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Am I?
So, I mean, is it okay to park right in front of a fire engine? I guess that's not an actual fire engine, but a model fire engine.
Am I parked?
No, I do not believe you are even remotely parked. Here? You're doing great, honey. We're all behind you. Now I believe you are. I think it's okay to be parked right in front of that fire engine. I mean, what possible harm could it have? And all these old people seem to be captivated by your parking. So quite serendipitously, we parked right in front of the local history museum, which is free, and apparently has information about what to do around town. It's also interesting in its own right.
This building was built in 1920.
Oh,
Great.
oh,
Okay.
oh dear. That's a real life jail. Seriously, we stepped out of our car 30 seconds ago and came down to jail. So, this gentleman, who I'm assuming he works here in some capacity, I don't think he's just a guy that walked along and said, hey, let me give you a tour of the museum. But he says he'd give us a tour of the
About
museum.
the single tax colony that got Fairhope started?
I'm sorry?
No, you don't know about the single tax colony.
No.
Okay, this community was based on the single tax system.
Oh.
One of only two in America, the other one's in Delaware.
That's interesting. I've not heard that.
Yeah, it looked like it was first built in 1928, and in fact that's what it looks like now if you were to walk across the road and look back. They were here in town for many years. They're considered like a local industry. They got well known in the 1970s because they used to give away employ clocks and TV game shows here in America. And this was made by a member of the Nichols family. They were here living on the land before Fairhope was created, so it has like a local connection. They had this early building down there, the big building, they called it the casino, but it wasn't Las Vegas. Casino is one of those words that's changed meanings over the years. In those days, the casino was like a social centre. You could go there for a dance on a Saturday night. They had a 2-lane bowling alley there and a sandwich bar where you could get a bite to eat and a soft drink. And if you wanted to go swimming in the bay, you could get change. Yeah,
How far is that from where we're standing?
about half a mile.
Oh, okay. So we could walk over there.
Let's say there's 100 on there. Let's go.
So Kim and I walked right out of our car. I walked right into the Fairhope Courthouse, which is a museum of history. And Michael, the local administrator of the museum, showed us around, and we got a whole earful of what Fairhope was all about. And it was very interesting. Seems like a nice little place. By the way, where was that man from?
Well, he says Mississippi,
Yeah.
but his accent.
He sounds very British,
He
somewhere like
sounds
Wells
British to
or...
me, but you're really better at regional.
He just didn't sound like a Mississippian original. He sounded very British. But when I asked him where he was from originally, he gave me a very straight face and said, oh, I'm from Mississippi. So maybe there's a Mississippi in the UK. I don't know. You try here, dear?
This is Lebanese food.
Lebanese food?
Yeah. I think I'll pass.
Okay.
Today, I pass.
I mean, we just passed out. I don't know what Lebanese food is. Anyone here?
Yummy. You've
Sound
got
good?
to try it.
My BLTA also looks delicious. Oh, here's some Kim's chicken. Okay, Kim and I are now fueled. We have been fueled with foods and beverage. So we now have the energy to walk down to the pier. So we walked about 100 feet and thought, why are we walking? The car's right over there. So
Old and the new.
this is Mobile Bay. Or Alabama Mobile Bay. Yeah. It's a big bay. We're on the east shore of Mobile Bay.
East?
Yes. So at the start of your experience here, visiting the USS Alabama is an aircraft museum, which has some interesting pieces. I'm not a huge aficionado of World War II and beyond aircraft, but it looks to be pretty cool. That little baby, pretty neat. What did we pay? $15 today, senior discount. So for 55 plus, I mean, I 55 plus. Kim had to fake it.
Yeah.
It was $15 a piece to get in. That covers. Does that cover access to the submarine and this and the
believe so,
thing?
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's very reasonable.
For Japanese retaliation, interrogations and torture began on their very first day of capture.
Dear, shall we head on to the boat?
Yeah, do we go this way, that way?
I think it said that way,
Okay.
but I don't honestly know. And I guess we're not supposed to call it a boat, it's a ship, right? Okay. A battleship to be exact. We know nothing about this battleship, but I'm sure we'll find out a lot soon. USS Alabama. Where it's so windy I had to turn my hat backwards. It seems like all decommissioned naval ships have a smell about them. Like diesel and oil. Wow. I guarantee you, you're not getting how large those guns are by watching them on. I mean, I think the width of that one gun at the base is as tall as I am. As you look into what the starboard side, starboard aft, I can't remember. You'll see a bunch of war machinery in the field over here. And you can see Mobile in the distance, downtown. I mean, come on. That is insanely enormous guns. Like, I can't even imagine the size of the shells that were coming out of that thing. Thoughts about this large vessel, dear?
I just had no idea they were that big.
thickness of the doors going into the main bridge. No one was going to take this ship over and just steer it where they wanted. I mean, look at that. And the main bridge itself, you can't walk into, but it's about the size of a large closet. What you doing, Kim?
Just seeing if I could call for help.
All right. Yeah, I'm just trying. So it takes 7 or so flights of stairs to get to where we are, which still isn't the tip top, but I think it's as tip top as they allow you to go. Whew, let's go outside. Oh. Whew. It appears you can go higher, but I'm tired. I don't know what else there's to see up there. So underneath this massive gun is an entrance. Let's go check it out. Room for more than one? Wow.
It's a little cramped in here.
A little cramped, a little cramped. I wonder if this is just maintenance or if they actually operated the guns. They couldn't have operated them in here. They'd blow my ears off.
It did, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because here's the
Oh yeah, you see a scope. Wow.
There's the siding right here. These are the...
Can you even imagine?
How loud?
Oh, the calamity that went on in here. Oh, I'm sure they did. So this is right behind those massive guns on the deck. So there's likely a lot more to see below deck, but we're pooped just from ascending to the upper decks up there. Kim's already, she's already disboarded, unboarded, deep boarded. She's off the boat. So now I think we're gonna go over to see the USS Drum, which is a submarine. Unless Kim already exited through the gift shop. We'll see. I'm not even turning off the AC for this. How about that? You can just deal with the AC noise. Kim and I did half a tour of the USS Alabama and pooped out.
Well, it's pretty warm out. Sun is glaring on you, and
well, we basically didn't do the lower decks.
yeah, we didn't do the lower, but we did all the upper decks.
Yeah. And then we were going to go over to the USS Drum submarine, and we thought, we're both just exhausted. The stairs on all of these vessels are brutal. I mean, I can imagine just getting to duty. You got about 9 sets of those stairs you got to get up to if you're on the lower decks.
Well,
to get up to the upper decks to go to your post. I mean, wow, it was utterly amazing though, and highly
recommend
definitely put it on your to-do list if you're coming to this area. I do have to comment because I know people are going, dude, that submarine is right there. It's right there. But we're tired, and we still have other things we want to do. So don't be judging us, you person, you. Since that time, we drove around town a little bit. Didn't see much going on, so we decided to make Sunday fun day, Sunday getting some things done day. So I got me a haircut.
woof!
We got some Chinese food.
It smells so
And
good.
it does smell good. And we're heading back to the trailer and to Charlie.
We miss Charlie. Charlie misses us.
And Charlie misses us. So anyway, Mobile, I can't say we gave Mobile a fair shot, but we didn't really have a lot of time. So we're going to be here till Saturday, so I don't know if we're going to do anything else here in this local area, Summerdale, or we should call this the East Coast area of Alabama. But it's real pretty. We like it around here, but we haven't really had a chance to get into Mobile and do much in that area.
We can definitely recommend the Fairhope area
Yeah,
and the Somerdale area and all this area along the coast. But yeah, give it a try.
Can't tell sometimes with my stupid vision. Oh. Hello RVers, welcome to We RV. My name is Greg, that's Kim, and today we have a very, very special topic about my very super awesome wife. Can you guess what it is? No, it's not that. It's this!
So as you know, we have a channel and we needed some t-shirts to make. So we ordered a couple online and we realized that's really expensive. So I started Googling on how we can make our own t-shirts. And with that, I found that I can buy my own Cricut for about $200 and it can help me do that. So once I
What's a Cricut?
A Cricut is a machine that does it all. The one I bought, it was not expensive and it does it all from acrylic to wood to leather to engraving to paper products to stickers to banners, and I know I've left out a lot more. So with that, I started Googling how to make our own t-shirts. You can see I'm wearing one, Greg's also wearing a different one today. And I just started having a lot of fun with it. And I met a woman online who does this. And she's a great teacher for all of it. Her name is Jennifer Maker. All those crafters out there, I know you know who I'm talking about. So with that being said, I turned to Greg while we were setting up our house in Texas and I said, we need to be able to take this on the road. So I have something to do while he is working. A Cricut, you ask? Well, let me show you.
Oh.
It is right over here, and this is my go-to. It is a Cricut Maker. There are quite a few different Maker models, so this is the Maker one. It helps me make everything from vinyl to acrylic to etching to paper products to sublimation to vinyl t-shirts. And once I got that and started on the road of how to make crafts, it just took me somewhere I hadn't been before. So if you want to look at it, look at Cricut Maker. That is the one that's right above the top product, which does everything but a lot faster. This is perfect for me. So this got started with sublimation for our cups, for our channel and our t-shirts, and then it took me to all of this.
Oh, so let's see your crafting station.
So as you know, we're in a 13R LTS Grand Design, which we absolutely love. And no, Grand Design is not sponsoring this video.
But they could be.
They should be. But this is what we did. We took out the dining room table that was right here, and Greg can attest that we were not using it. So we did take it out. We went to Michael's. Greg set this up. Very easy. These are all my drawers that do hold a lot of my products. Over here, which is amazing, which helps all women who craft, is to separate products, because once you go down that road, you're using a lot of different materials. So these are all of my different papers, color coordinated, to help me throughout the day while making products to not have to search. And in a small place like this, you do condense a lot of stuff, which you'll see in a minute. So if you can separate it into bins and places where you know it's going to be, it helps a lot. You want to come back here?
Oh, but in the bedroom? I mean, surely you're not crafting in the bedroom.
I am.
What?
I don't craft here, but I do keep all of my products here. And since the 15R LTS does come with a lot of storage, Greg keeps his clothes in the small closet
Yes,
over here.
in this very, very small closet.
Oh, it's plenty
where I keep
around.
my storage.
Don't let him fool you. And this is my closet, which I have pushed my clothes to this side, which I only have about this much. I do a lot of shorts, a lot of t-shirts, so it's just stored in our regular dresser. And then in here is where I keep everything. Now, mind you, we need to fix it. So, although I have it right here, a lot of it can be stored down here. I'll tell you in a minute why. But for now, it's stored in here. I have additional papers that do not fit in those slots because they're specialty papers. So I keep them in a bin in here, which show glitter, stock, shimmer, gloss, all kind of vellum. Cards to make cards if you don't want to have to cut your own, which I love cutting my own.